My name is Brother Robert Taylor. I'm the vice bosses of Phi Beta Beta, and who I have here with me now is Brother David Kraft, who is a charter member of Phi Beta Beta and the continuous, long-standing financial brother in the organization. Brother Kraft, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Brother Taylor. Appreciate it.
All right. First question. Please share your full name and date of birth.
David Roosevelt Kraft, born September 28th, 1949.
Okay. At initiation, what was your line number, initiation date, and initiation chapter?
Okay, first I'll go back to where I was born in Fort Riley, Kansas. There are 5 kids in my family. We were all born in a different place because my father was a career Army man. My oldest brother was born in Miami. He passed away in November. Then I came next. I was born in Fort Riley, Kansas. Then the oldest of my sisters, who's been passed away for about 20 years, she was born in Fort Benning, Georgia. Then my next sister was born in Frankfurt, Germany. And the youngest was born in Fort Ord, California. So I don't really have any place to say that I live specifically, but California is home. And I was initiated at Xi Gamma Chapter 1970, slipping and sliding, Jive Time 5. I was number 4 on the line. We started out with 25 guys. It was guys that went to San Jose State and also went to San Francisco State University, and which was Cal State Hayward at the time. And we ended up with 5.
Okay. Please list your immediate family members.
I'm married to my wife, Pamela, and we have 2 grown-up daughters, Diaria Sanders and Amber Sanders.
Okay. What is your educational and professional background?
I have a BS in business administration with a concentration in accounting, and a master's in healthcare management. And I started out as an accountant, basically a fund accountant. After years, I was tired of looking at numbers. And while I was pursuing my master's degree in healthcare management, I decided to become a high school teacher. So I ended up working for LA Unified School District as a teacher, a business and computer applications teacher. And I ended up being out of the classroom as a career advisor, work experience coordinator, and athletic director.
You did all this at Los Angeles High School?
At Los Angeles High School,
wow,
yes,
that's
sir.
a lot. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it.
What inspired you to become an Omega?
When I first got to San Jose State, it's so funny that I was in the cafeteria and I saw these guys running around with these gigantic lamps around their necks, and I was asking somebody what they were because I knew nothing about black fraternities and sororities. And I'm thankful that I didn't know anything, because if I did, I'd probably be an alpha now. Because my uncle-in-law was an alpha, and I didn't find that out until after I got made. And really the reason that I pledged, because again, when I got to San Jose State, I saw these guys. Then 2 weeks later, I didn't see any of them running around those lamps. They all had got put offline. So a guy that I happened to go to high school with in Seaside, he had been to San Jose State before I got there. And he just came up to me and asked me if I wanted to pledge. And I said, yeah, what the heck, because I really didn't have friends that I knew, and I knew that would be a way of getting me to make friends. And really it was the best decision I made, because when I went to visit my aunt and uncle, I found out that he was an alpha. When he saw my brand, he asked me if I was a Q. And he told me he was an alpha. And I was saying, if I would have known, I probably would be an alpha. but my aunt was ecstatic because she was a Delta. So that showed me and she was my blood relative, so it showed me I made the right
choice.
decision.
Okay, along your Omega journey, what are some of the most treasured memories?
Oh, there are so many. I remember as an undergrad, hanging out with the brothers. We had a frat house sitting on the front porch playing bid whist and dominoes. As a member of Phi Beta Beta, having a boat rides and just getting out and hanging out with the brothers.
I remember those boat rides.
Yeah,
Those were nice.
yeah.
Okay. What leadership positions have you occupied within the fraternity?
I've been vice bossless on the undergrad level and also as a member of Phi Beta Beta. And as an undergrad in the graduate chapter, I've been keeper of finance for many a year. Because the brothers felt, because of my accounting background, I could be trusted with money. And I could be trusted with other people's money. Not with mine, though.
Yeah, you've been our keeper of finance for quite some time, so we really appreciate you doing that work and teaching the young guy, Alvin, to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I appreciate the brothers having the faith in me to let me want to handle their money.
Yeah, now we just want you to sit back and relax and just enjoy the ride as the young brothers step up and take their place in their new roles in the fraternity.
I can go for that.
Yeah. Share a service activity you were involved in that had most impact with you.
Well, that's one of the reasons that I appreciate Phi Beta Beta, and one of our things that we were going to focus on when we first started Phi Beta Beta. I was the chapter's first social action chairman, and one of the reasons I joined Phi Beta Beta was the focus on social action. And we started our relationship with the seniors in Inglewood. And one of the things that we first started doing was that we would go over to seniors' houses and take care of their lawns for them. We would cut their lawns, pick up the trash and so on and so forth. And I remember that as being something that was needed to be done and made us all feel good and got the chapter some good recognition.
Great, wonderful. That's I never knew you guys cut lawns. That's great news. Do you have a suggestion on how to improve our reclamation and retention success?
Well, all we can do as a chapter is do what we've been doing, is continue to reach out to the brothers that are on financial and show them by example why they should become financial. And it's going to be up to them, We can do all we can do on our end, and we've been doing it for years, but it's going to be up to the guys that are financial to decide whether they're going to want to get back into the fold or not.
Yeah, true. Very true. What are some great things about Omega that we should protect and sustain?
There are so many things, but to me, we got to protect our integrity. We got to protect and make sure that we're still an all-inclusive, we're an all-inclusive organization, but we are an exclusive organization. Just can't anybody come into and say they want to be an Omega and become an Omega. We got to continue to respect and adhere to our cardinal principles. And if we adhere to our cardinal principles and follow them, then that's what's going to continue making Omega a success.
Thank you. What are some opportunities for improvement within Omega?
Well, the improvement is going to have to be from the brothers that are already in the organization. They're going to have to continue doing what they've been doing as far as keeping Omega in the public light, keep doing community service, and that's going to keep Omega going and keep us strong.
Okay. Why have you sustained your active involvement in Omega?
In this It's something, a question I like to ask because, I mean, I'm glad it's being asked and asked of me because I tell people really there's only really one reason that I'm financial today. And that reason is because growing up in the military, I don't know anybody from grade school, I don't know anybody from middle school. I have very few friends that I've known from high school. And the thing is that the guys that I knew that I associated with in high school, we went to different well, we started out at the same college, then we ended up going to different colleges, but there was like 4 or 5 of us that ended up becoming Omegas. And we pledged at different places. And we hung out together as seniors in high school. And so again, basically I know no one from high school, and Omega has given me an opportunity to have lifelong friends. My very best friends these days are Omega brothers that I've been knowing forever. And the reason that I'm financial is because, and the reason every brother should be financial, as far as I'm concerned, is because if it wasn't for Omega, I would have not ever known these brothers that have impacted my life, okay, and has been a great inspiration to me. And and it really irritates me at times when I see brothers running around, purple and gold, hanging out with brothers, and that are not financial.
Yeah.
I mean, your best friends, guys that you never would have met if it wasn't for the fraternity, and now you're still hanging out with them and you don't want to be financial. And that's the reason why I think every brother should be financial, because there's somebody that you cherish that is so dear to you, you never would have met if it wasn't for the fraternity.
Right.
And I owe the fraternity that much.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Please share one of your dearest fraternal friendships and why it is so special.
I have so many, fraternal friends, but say my best and dearest fraternity friend is Brother Larry Walls, one of the founders of the chapter. He was the one that inspired me to get financial again, because I was one of those brothers after I had graduated. I came to LA and I was a member of Lambda chapter. But I was the brother on my line that had no rhythm and couldn't march and dance. So, all the activities that the brothers did either turned into a march down or a dance. And since I couldn't do that, I basically wasn't financial. And then when Brother Walls approached me about getting financial with Phi Beta Beta, I thought about it and I told myself the exact same thing that I just said, that I got a lot of nerves. My best friends are fraternity brothers, and I owed it to the fraternity to be least financial. And I knew that the fraternity's basic premise was doing community work. And I said, as long as we're going to be doing community work, then I would become a member of Phi Beta Beta. And I'm proud to say that we started off doing community work, and Phi Beta Beta is still known for doing community work, and brothers that have followed are keeping that at the #1 priority. But going back to my best friend, Brother Walls, we've been to so many places together. We walked for miles. When he was running the marathon, I was supposed to be his trainer. We used to walk from Marina Del Rey all the way to Pacific Palisades. I spent so much time with that brother, and there are so many other brothers. So, yes.
Okay, all right, good. Larry Walls is a good brother. I owe a lot to him too. When I first crossed, he took me on my first road trip to the Bay Area, and I was just fresh off the block, so I definitely can.
And I bet you during that whole road trip, you probably got to talk for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Motorcycle.
Okay,
It'll show up, so. I mean, we'll still be able to use what you just said. It's just, I wouldn't want you to keep going.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And knowing you got car alarms and this dude, what do you call it, a Yamaha or something? You say Yamaha making all that noise?
Japanese import.
I think we're good. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, Brother Walls has inspired a lot of young brothers, that's for sure.
Yeah, the road trip took us about 5 hours, and I only got like 20 minutes of words in because he just kept on talking, and that's when. But he gave you good information.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
So I definitely love him for that. Okay, what is the most important to you in your life today?
Family and friends. Most important thing, and my wife and my girls and my fraternity brothers and my other friends. But at the top of that list of friends, there's nothing like my Omega friends. They're my lifelong friends and guys that I've known forever, you know.
Okay. What advice would you give your new brother entering the fraternity 20 years from now?
Well, the thing that I'd like to tell the young guys is that it's a lifelong commitment, you know, and if you're not going to see it as that, then there's no reason for you to want to try and be a member. The young guys that are trying to come through now, tell them that, you know, they may think that they've been going through the process for a long time, but in comparison to the rest of your life, it's not a long time.
Yeah.
Because even if you had the pledge, comparison to the rest of your life, the amount of time that you're pledging is not a long time.
Right.
Omega is a lifelong thing. You got to realize that if you want to be a member of the fraternity, you got to look at it as a lifelong thing. And you got to make sure that the guys that are in the chapter that you want to join are guys that you're going to want to hang out with the rest of your life.
True. How true. Is there anything additional you would like to share?
No, other than that I appreciate the brothers from Phi Beta Beta chapter. And, you know, when we first started Phi Beta Beta chapter, a lot of guys, even the person that was the district representative at the time, said we were going to be a fly in the night chapter, that we weren't going to make it. We had a bunch of fly in the night brothers. And I'm happy to say that I'm still here. Phi Beta Beta is still going strong, and that's because of you brothers that's come along after the brothers that started the chapter, and I really appreciate it. And for you guys to look at me like I'm somebody really amazes me, and it makes me very emotional, and I really appreciate it.
It just goes to show that your hard work has paid off, and we appreciate you and everything that you've done up to this point. And things that you're going to continue to do for the chapter. So we thank you for that. As we conclude the interview, do you have any closing messages to the brothers?
Yes. Stay financial, stay active, and the only reason that you're an Omega is because of the great organization. And remember that you have lifelong friends, and you wouldn't know those guys if you were not in an Omega.
Yeah, one of the things that you said is that when the chapter got chartered, they didn't think you guys was going to be much worth anything. You were fly of night brothers, if you will. That's why we call ourselves the Black Sheep chapter of the 12th district, because of all the things that they said that we couldn't do. Like in 2010, we hosted our first district meeting, and people thought we couldn't do it because our chapter was not as large as other chapters, but we got it done. And so we definitely understand where you're coming from with that information. And go ahead, brother.
And, you know, one of the things, again, that makes me proud of Phi Beta Beta is that, hey, we've been chapter of the year numerous times for the district, and we've been an international chapter of the year.
Twice.
Okay? So now, I don't know too many other chapters in Southern California, the whole entire Omega world that have been international chapter as much as we have. So, you know, Phi Beta Beta is really, in the end, is for its community service and doing community work. All the other chapters have followed what Phi Beta Beta started back in 1983.
It appears to be that way. Okay.
Because the concentration wasn't on community service until Phi Beta Beta got chartered.
Yeah, it was mostly partying.
Yeah.
All right, brother. That concludes our interview.